Shawty made that ass clap, she don't need no applause. High fashion, like LaGuyia, G-Wagon, or the Rover. I put some ice on you cause you got a cold heart. I know I gotta keep my shawty on go.
Guys, I thank you for watching my video. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start. So I got everything set out. I got a copper brown, Cajun spice, and French cognac, along with my bundles, gloves, a box, and got to be glue. Now first I'm just going to go ahead and spray the got to be glue on my lace. And this is just, I've seen in a couple videos, so that it wouldn't get any color on the lace itself. So yeah, this is something I definitely do that you guys should go ahead and do, because it definitely turned out perfect. And believe it or not, no dye get on the lace, only the hair was dyed, so that's a good thing. Now right now I'm gonna go ahead and just put the gloves on, because you need gloves on, of course. I wouldn't do it barehanded. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the gloves on. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my frontal first. And right now I'm just playing with it, you know, getting it damp. So you want to get the hair damp first. I heard if you get it damp, then it take color very well. And it may be true, because it did start to take color very quick once I dyed it. So yeah, you just dip it. You don't have to dip it in there all the way. It just make sure it's a little damp, and you want to do all the hair like that. So every bundle you dye in, the frontal, the legs closure, or whatever you may have, you want to make sure you use all of that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my Cajun spice. So I'm gonna go in with my Cajun spice, go pour that in there, and make sure you get all your product in there. And what I mean by that is, once you get all your product, is like open that top, put water in it, shake it up, and squirt it right back out. So you can get your money's worth. Because if you like me with the door, you want your money's worth. The bottle not high, but let's be real, it's not just cheap either. So I'm doing that, and then I'm going to go in with my copper brown. And I went in a little too much with the copper brown. I should have did it a little slow. Before I put the copper brown, I'm going to go ahead and mix it up with the first, which is the Cajun spice. And this is just to make sure there's no clunks in the water. Because if you put your hair in there with clunks, then the clunks will get on your hair, and then everything will go bad. Hair will get tangled. And that's just something you want to keep from doing. So let's not do that. And then I take a white paper towel and I test it. So I test it to see if it's the color of my liking. Then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the French cognac, because like I told you, I put copper brown a little too much in there. So I'm going in with that, and I'm putting all that in there because, as you know, brown will overpower a lot. So I'm putting all of that in there, mixing it up, making sure the clunks and everything is out. Gonna mix it up real good and even. And that's like really making sure it starts to get dark over time, so you have to really look and make sure. And I think I'm gonna just go ahead and keep stirring. Then try a paper towel again. See if it's liking. As you see, it's such and so. It's a little on the darker side. But as you see, it's getting darker. So I'm going to go in again with a little bit of the French cognac. Just a little. And that's just because the paper towel was a little too dark. So I want to lighten it up a little. So go ahead and stir that up. Mix it up in there. Very good. Make sure that's in there well. Now I'm going to go ahead and try it again. And I see it's getting a little more better. A little more lighter. It's not as brown. See, not as brown. But it could be a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and just go back in with it. Forget it. Put the whole bottle in there. Might as well. At this point, y'all, I just started going everywhere, going crazy. But I will say, at the end of all together, I used every color. I just had maybe a little more copper brown left. And this just me testing it, you know, seeing the color and adding some more as I go, if that makes sense. And then keep in mind you do have a frontal and 3 bundles, so you want to make sure you have enough for all of the hair. So now I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my frontal, and I should have went in with something else first, or I should have just went ahead and kept the color I had. As you see, when I put it in there, I'm moving it through, and as you see, it's taking color very well. And the moving it through is you just got to keep moving it. Like, don't just let it sit there. You keep moving it and moving it so it can get through the hair. I know this might sound a little funny, but you want to make sure every piece of string is dyed. And that's just pulling it in there and pulling it out, pulling it in there and pulling it out, over and over and over. And that's all you have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys finish looking at this. Now, as you see, this is the color I was going for, what it is now. However, I kept dipping it and dipping it and dipping it, and it got darker, and it got darker, and it got darker. And me not knowing I'm dipping it, I'm looking at the lace, and I'm like, oh, it's that ginger color I like. But then it's dark. But I'm thinking, you know, it could be dark, but once you dry it, it gets light. So I'm putting it to the side, making sure. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with my bundles, and I'm just dyeing them. Now, as you see how the color is taken, it was blonde, then it was brownish, then you see how it's taken and you still can see like the blonde a little. You just keep moving it. That's literally all you do with watercoloring. It's moving, moving, and moving. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys finish watching the rest, because it's just me dipping the hair, and I'll come back in for the rest. And as you see here, I'm putting the color over in there once I'm done with it, and just in a bowl to sit. Now, as you see, I do have to go in with a lot of more of the dye, because as you see, I have 2 full bundles left. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and let you guys take a look at that, and then I could show you the hair once it's finished. Now right here, all I'm doing is just washing it out. That's all I'm pretty much doing. So I'm gonna go ahead, you guys skip forward to this if you want. I'm gonna skip through it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and wash it out. I'm gonna condition it real good, and that's pretty much it. Just pretty much condition it real good. And I'm also gonna condition it, and then once I condition it real good, rinse it out, condition it again. And then just real get the conditioner in there and set it to the side and let the conditioner just sit in there and just sit, and so the color can really stay in there. So yeah, I'm finna just go ahead and let you guys finish watching that, and then I'll let you know everything else at the end.
That ass clap, she don't need no applause. High fashion, like LaGuyia, G-Wagon, or the